right. So the last section we're going to talk about is uh, the interpretation section, which is really right in here in section four. So we're going to provide the plots. We kind of did that in the analysis section, as well as describing what it shows. What we did was really more focus on the statistical questions and how they're related to the numerical summaries and the plots. So we don't really report actual quantitative results here. We're just more interpreting what we saw and reported in the analysis section. So this is the easiest one to talk about, but it's probably the most difficult one for you to construct at the end of the day because it's the most important. If I go into this exemplar for the lab, in the interpret data section, you see I kind of broke it up into two parts. The first part was, remember what the question was for me, which was I'm comparing uh, calorie intake across times of day that we could eat snacks. So I naturally started looking at the highest and the lowest times of day for calories. And so in the first part, I focus on the highest number of calories occurring in the morning. And report on the central tendency, the typical value, which was, like we said, about 170, I think. And then we looked at the variation through the IQR compared to the other ones. And it's interesting that we saw that the highest variation and the highest calories were consumed in the morning. I speculated on a possibility for this being people maybe not be eating breakfast and they're just eating a little bit more as a snack, not quite eating a breakfast, but not a little bit more than a typical snack. And that's sort of manifesting as a high calorie snack when in fact it may be replacing breakfast. On the flip side, I was a little surprised to see the ones in the afternoon being the lowest, but that could be because we're thinking it's very close to lunch. There's a lot of after school activities. People are still in school. That transition from school to home, maybe preventing people from getting higher calorie snacks, maybe quicker, smaller things. But I speculated this probably either can't get them or they're not that hungry. And then I also speculate on a solution, which is like, okay, if we believe that there's too many, the media suggests, we're eating too much, and I don't think we are, but if we are, then the first place to look would be the morning snack. If you were looking to cut calories, if it's the highest place, that might be the most sensible to look. So that's basically what the analysis is, or the interpretation is taking that analysis and writing a nice narrative, a nice conclusion to your story, right? You want to think of this as a narrative and a story to wrap up at the end. And this is a big moment for you to, at the very least, you have to answer the question. And that is what I attempted to do here and add a little bit more to it. Hopefully that helps. And now you've got the four parts to deal with.